now available in paperback and e-readers. Spellbound, A Darker Shade of Black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller. In many of my videos, I talk about how black actresses get turned out in Hollywood. And Hollywood oftentimes tells the lie to black women that they want to elevate a black woman to a place in stardom. However, they have no interest whatsoever in making a black woman be a star on the same level as a white woman. And what many black actresses don't really understand is that the whole Hollywood system is not about trying to elevate the black female image or elevate black women to the high social position that white women have. No, their whole goal is to exploit the black woman, and they want to present her as a sexual fetish to gratify most of the white males out there who are interested in seeing a black woman sexualized. Now, the media arm of white supremacy's whole plans for black women have not changed since the dark days of the antebellum South in slavery. And in slavery, the only images of black women they wanted to see were the images of the black Jezebel and the Mammy. Now, the Mammy was reserved for those older black women to be this doting, submissive woman who was loyal to white supremacy. However, the main role they had for the black woman in most of their media since the days of slavery was that of the black Jezebel. And the black Jezebel was supposed to be this lewd and sexually promiscuous black woman who would basically go out here and look to have sex with just about anyone. And this is the image that the mainstream media wants to present of black women, because they want everybody to focus on the white woman as the ideal and standard of beauty and the ideal standard of morality and chastity. And because they want you to focus on the white woman as that ideal, what they want to do is present the character traits of lewdness, lasciviousness, and promiscuity as the ideal for black women. And sadly, many black actresses walk into Hollywood believing that they actually have a chance on merit of playing the kind of roles that will elevate them as women. And sadly, because they don't look at the history of Hollywood and how they turn out black actresses, they oftentimes wind up on a road where they wind up sacrificing their dignity on a road to stardom. Now, Hollywood's whole process of turning out a black actress is no different than the process that whoremonger males like Pookie and Ray Ray use when they go out here and get involved with sisters on the street. What Pookie and Ray Ray do is they step to a sister, they start spitting game and gassing up her head, and then as they're gassing up her head, they are getting her to compromise her moral position and compromise her intangibles of womanhood, such as her dignity, her self-respect, and her self-worth. And as she compromises those things in the hopes of fulfilling a covert contract where she believes this guy is going to be there for her, what happens is that after this guy gets her to drop the skid mark thong and gets to put his carbon rod in there for a taste of the atomic waste from this special place, after he goes out here and gets his taste of the waste after having sex with her, that's when he wants nothing to do with that woman. And that's sadly how a woman gets turned out by Pookie and Ray Ray and eventually winds up becoming an extremely bitter woman because she bought into all of the lies that were supposed to be promises of this man looking to build a life with her, but instead she winds up being completely torn down and devastated on the inside because her spirit and DNA are connected to a man who never really loved her or cared about her, but just wanted to use her for her body. And this is the same frame of thinking that those in Hollywood have as related to black women. And when it comes to the black woman, many of these people in Hollywood, they go out here, they see a beautiful black actress working on black productions, and they see her getting attention from black men as they are working on these movies. And what those Hollywood executives do is go to that black actress and start telling her that she can go out here and be a part of their mainstream films. And as she's told that she can be a part of their mainstream films, what happens is that she starts to create a covert contract with those white executives. And as she creates that covert contract with those white executives, she starts to think that she can go out here and have her social status elevated on the same high level as the white woman, and that she believes that she's going to become a star on the same level as that white woman. And as she's out here looking to try to get her star elevated, she's never thinking critically about the kind of role she is being offered, because she's caught up in her feelings about the attention she's receiving from these white male and white female executives. And because she's caught up in the attention she's seeing that she's receiving from these white male and white female executives, what happens to many of these black actresses is that their heads start getting gassed, and as their heads start getting gassed, what they start thinking is that they're going to be accepted by whites in society, even though this is a covert contract she has created between herself and white Hollywood, and white Hollywood has made her no promises whatsoever of her being elevated whatsoever. And as she's sitting there receiving scripts from these white studio executives, she's not really thinking critically about the role she is playing and how these roles are basically designed to sexualize her and present her in a very sexualized and promiscuous way. This is where the people in the Hollywood executives are looking to, again, fetishize the black woman and present her as a sex object. And they're looking to only present her as a sex object to sate the fetishes of most of the white males out here in Hollywood, who want to see this black woman just be sexualized and want to see her presented in a sexual way, in a way that they would not present a white actress. Now, the white actress, oftentimes they look to elevate her image, they look to make her look in a positive light. But the black actress, they will go out here and look to find a way to go out here and fetishize. And sadly, because many black actresses want to go out here and take their careers to a higher level than what they would get with black filmmakers and want to become mainstream stars, they will go out here and make compromises on as related to taking these projects. And many of these women who will be in black publications will sit there and say, oh, I'll never do a nude scene, I'll never do a graphic sex scene, all of a sudden, because they are receiving attention from whites in the mainstream media, these women are basically taking off their clothes and being presented in a sexualized fashion. And as they are being presented in these movies that white women rejected because of the nudity and sex scenes, what they do is go out here and think that they're going to be able to take their careers to the next level, when in actuality, these white devils are basically taking them and their careers straight to hell. Because what these white are doing is putting them in these, again, the leftover scripts that the white actresses turned down, and then as they are starring in these roles and exposing themselves, and oftentimes with white male lead stars, they are being on the road to being turned out, because what the studios are doing is sexually exploiting these black women. And then as they're sexually exploiting these black women by presenting them as sexual fetishes for white men, because it's the white men who get to go out here and have the sex scenes and see them naked, not black men, they go out here and are being, again, cinematically pumped and dumped And then as they are presented in a sexualized fashion, what the studios do is after they present them in the nude scenes and the sex scenes in their movies, they then turn those women out by having the studios go out here and say, oh, we don't have any more scripts for you, we don't have any other roles for you. Or they make statements saying, oh, you played this kind of sexualized role, so we can't present you as the girlfriend or the girl next door. We can't present you as the wife because you've been presented as the coquette. And because you have been presented in such a fashion, the audience won't go out here and accept you in this role. Meanwhile, a white actress can go out here and play both of these roles and can easily be presented as either or, but the black actress sadly winds up getting turned out by Hollywood because after they go out here and feature this woman nude on the covers of their magazines, in nude scenes in their movies, and feature her in sex scenes with white men, then they don't have anything for these women, even though they made promises that these roles would basically lead to them getting greater opportunities. But what happens to those women is they get turned out by Hollywood. And sadly, this has been happening ever since the days of the late Dorothy Dandridge, who, as I see it, was the first black woman to be turned out. There was Josephine Baker before her, but the first one that I could just see the story of a black actress getting turned out was Dorothy Dandridge, who basically thought, oh, she could play the role of the sex bot in Carmen Jones, and that this would open doors. But doors didn't open for Dorothy Dandridge. No, Dorothy Dandridge basically on stage was turned out by the white boys and then was further turned out by the white boys after they had her as their side piece. Otto Preminger and Jack Dennison basically just used and abused Dorothy Dandridge, and she was the first major black actress to sadly be turned out by Hollywood. And the second one after her came Pam Grier. And again, while Pam Grier was featured in a lot of movies with black men, she was being turned out by the white boys. And when the blaxploitation era was over, they basically turned Pam Grier out and didn't have any work for her that was serious in leading roles after that. And after Pam Grier got turned out, they then got Lisa Bonet to be the next black actress to be turned out. And even with Bill Cosby there trying to tell her what the dangers were, she refused to listen because her head was gassed by these white executives who were telling her they were going to take her mainstream with the movie Angel Heart. However, that movie bombed at the box office, and Lisa Bonet's career never was the same because those same white executives didn't have any scripts for her after they got to see her take off her clothes in Angel Heart and participate in that sex scene, and then participate in sex scenes in other movies. After they went out here and sexualized her image, they then turned her out, and her career was never the same. And the same thing happened to her contemporary Halle Berry, who was doing very well in black movies with black directors like Strictly Business and Boomerang, and had a very promising career in the black sector of Hollywood as a leading lady and a love interest. And Halle Berry was doing very well and was getting a few mainstream roles, but her head got gassed again by the same white Hollywood executives who talked about mainstream. And as she starred in movies like Executive Decision and X-Men, she thought she was going to rise as a star. But it was when she basically got her head gassed to the point where they started telling her the same story they had told Josephine Baker, told Dorothy Dandridge, told Pam Grier and Lisa Bonet, that you need to do these nude and sex scenes in order to elevate your career. And that's when she decided to do Swordfish and Monsters Ball. And yes, they even gave Halle Berry an Oscar. But what Halle Berry lost as related to her intangibles of womanhood, such as her dignity and self-respect, this cost her more, even though she made the speech about opening doors. Almost 22 years later, no doors were open, and all she got were the leftover scripts of white women before she wound up getting turned out by Hollywood. And sadly, 20 years after Halle Berry got turned out by Hollywood, we now have Zendaya on the same road, because now Zendaya, who was doing well in Disney movies and mainstream movies, is now trying to take on these edgier roles like she is in the MGM trailer for Challengers, thinking that this film is a challenge, when in actuality it's the same old story from white supremacy, where they're looking to go out here and turn out another black actress. And this is a story that I talk about in depth in my screenplay, All About Marilyn, talking about the struggles of black actresses in Hollywood and how black actresses sadly wind up getting turned out by Hollywood, because Hollywood is not interested in elevating the black female image or presenting black women in a positive light. No, they only have two roles they want to see black women play, and that is the mammy, that is the black Jezebel, and usually they reserve the black Jezebel role for the younger black actress, and they reserve the role of the mammy and even the emasculating Sapphire for the older black actresses. And again, it's all about degrading the black female image and demonizing the black female image, so that most black men won't see black women as attractive, but and they will see a white woman as attractive in comparison. Again, this is something that has been done in films ever since the days of the invention of film, with films like the 1934 film Imitation of Life. They have been going out here looking to degrade the black woman's image, and they have turned out so many black actresses, and the only thing that they get are a couple of credits in films that exploit them, and they wind up losing their intangibles of womanhood, such as their dignity, on this quest for fame. So the quest for fame oftentimes leads to black actresses getting turned out, and as they get turned out, they find out that these white media moguls are no different than Pookie and Ray Ray. All they're looking to do is go out here and use a woman for sex, or they're looking to go out here and see her as a sex object. And sadly, so many black women wind up on this road of getting turned out, and again, they never get the fame that they want. And sadly, they don't get that fame because they don't understand that the media arm of white supremacy is not about elevating the black woman's image. No, it's about degrading the black woman's image and tearing the black woman's image down. That's what I mean by getting turned out, and that's what I wrote about in my screenplay, All About Marilyn, and why Marilyn had to leave Hollywood, because as her agent Sabrina tells her, you got to get out of this business before this business kills you, because this business basically is out to kill a black woman's dignity, kill a black woman's self-respect, kill a black woman's self-worth, and have her believing that she needs to degrade herself in order to get the attention of the white world. And again, that price, as I see it, is too high. It's a price too high because a black woman loses everything in her quest for fame, and sadly she doesn't see any of the good brothers out here trying to tell her what the deal is, and she doesn't see it because, again, she becomes spellbound by this quest for white acceptance, and as she's on this quest for white acceptance, she can't see how the same white folks she's seeking validation from in Hollywood are not looking to turn her into a star. No, all they want to do is turn her out and destroy her image and her reputation. Now, if you want to learn more about how black actresses struggle in Hollywood, you can pick up my screenplay book, All About Marilyn, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find All About Marilyn at other online booksellers like Smashware's, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you want to see me make more videos about the entertainment industry, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle, All About Marilyn. Learn all about the struggles of a faded former teen sitcom star in this absolutely fabulous 5-star screenplay. Get All About Marilyn in paperback and Kindle on Amazon.com today. Support black-owned and black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now available in paperback and e-readers, All About Nikki, a fabulous first season. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air meets Clueless in this absolutely fabulous African-American 1990s teen sitcom. Get all 13 episodes of All About Nikki, the fabulous first season, in paperback and e-readers today.